This is Justin Case of America Newscape. Please join Eric Mittenthal. He is the Vice President at the North American Meat Institute, and for today, he's wearing his President of the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council hat. Eric joins us talking today all about hot dogs. Hello, Eric.
Hello.
Welcome to America Newscape. Please get us started. Hot dogs are an all-American food, if not the all-American food. Can you please help us justify that statement?
Yeah, hot dogs came over as immigrants from Europe, like so many Americans did back in the late 1800s. And so, just as America grew up as an immigrant nation, hot dogs were the foods that they brought over, and hot dogs kind of became an American icon because of that. And so, you find hot dogs in communities all around the country where they really became the go-to food to make people happy, that people enjoy throughout their livelihoods. And it is a food associated with America, and our culture remains so today, and I think will always be.
Well, you talk about it making Americans happy. We grew up wanting hot dogs. As soon as we could say hot dogs as children, we were calling for hot dogs. So it's a passion I think a lot of us have retained. Now, a lot of us didn't realize, but July is actually the official hot dog month. What's that all about?
Well, July is the peak of the summer grilling season when Americans enjoy the most hot dogs. Americans eat 7 billion hot dogs between Memorial Day and Labor Day every year, with the peak coming on July 4th. Independence Day. Another reason why hot dogs are the all-American food, and Americans eat 150 million hot dogs on Independence Day alone. And so July is just natural to be the month where we celebrate hot dogs. National Hot Dog Day always falls in July as well. And so we make it a month-long celebration to really highlight how great hot dogs are, and know that people are already enjoying hot dogs throughout the month.
Wow. Hot dogs can also be a breakfast food. They can be a lunch food. They can be a late night snack. They can be after a night clubbing. They can be a stop at Denny's and grab yourself a hot dog, go home satisfied. What can you tell us? A lot of people ask, what's in today's hot dogs?
Well, it's quite simple. What's in today's hot dogs? It's meat, and it's meat that you enjoy on a regular basis. It's simply the meat that's cut away from steaks and roasts that is then ground up really finely. It's mixed with spices, and it's stuffed into a casing and cooked. And it's as simple as that. There's a lot of myths and misinformation about things that could be in hot dogs, but those things are not in hot dogs. It is simply meat, and it's meat that you're used to eating on a regular basis.
Yeah. Popular regional hot dog varieties include.
Oh, there's so many. One of the interesting things about hot dogs is that around the country, you really get different varieties depending on where you are. And that's part of the immigrant culture that it came over with. And so each community kind of developed its own hot dog. So in New York, you have a very specific style of hot dog that enjoys a hot dog with a pale yellow mustard, with sauerkraut or onions. In Chicago, it's a hot dog that is piled high with a number of different toppings, including sport peppers and tomatoes and pickles and celery and mustard and onions. So lots of things on that, the Chicago hot dog. When you talk about a Sonoran dog out west, it includes pinto beans and mayonnaise and bacon. And so there's just so many different varieties that you can find around the country. And it's so much fun getting to try all of the different varieties. Whenever I'm in a different city, I want to make sure to enjoy the variety that's specific to that city because I know it's going to be great.
Well, for most of us, hot dog etiquette is basically keeping the mustard off of our shirts, but it's a little more involved than that. What are the best practices?
Yeah, we have a whole etiquette guide on our website at hot-dog.org. And so, hot dogs are a fun food. We want people to enjoy them. They're not pretentious. So first of all, eat your hot dogs with your hands, no knives and forks. If it's messy, it's okay. You can get the mess on your fingers, lick them off. In this time when we're being a little bit more careful, napkins may be more acceptable because we gotta make sure we're staying hygienic. But historically, we've always said, lick the condiments off your hands. The most controversial etiquette rule that we have is that if you're over the age of 18, you should not be putting ketchup on your hot dog. And a lot of folks strongly disagree with us on that point. But ketchup, people have really strong feelings about ketchup on a hot dog. In some places, they say never ever. In the city of Chicago, they'll kick you out of the city if you put ketchup on your hot dog. We're a little bit more lenient. For the kids, the ketchup's okay. Once you hit adulthood, it's time to put the ketchup away.
You said some magic to our audience when you claimed that a hot dog is not pretentious. One thing you can say about our audience, we're not pretentious. So, hey, while you're here, could you share some hot dog history with us?
Sure, absolutely. As I mentioned, hot dogs came over with immigrants in the mid to late 1800s, and the first hot dog stands were in Coney Island in New York. Feltman's and then Nathan's grew up on Coney Island. But you found that as immigrants spread around the country, they really brought their hot dogs with them. Hot dogs date back to Germany and Austria, and Frankfurt, Germany actually celebrated the 500th anniversary of the hot dog back in 1987. So we're talking more than 500 years old, coming from Germany. It's a big part of Austrian tradition. The sausage dates back to even further longer ago than that. Homer's Odyssey, written in many decades and centuries ago, mentioned sausages in there, and so there's just a long history of sausages and then hot dogs as foods that people enjoyed, and Americans have carried on that history and made it our own.
Well, now the age-old question: is a hot dog a sandwich, or is it not a sandwich?
We get that question every single day, be it through social media or phone calls or emails. It's a hotly debated topic that we love to have fun with. We say a hot dog is not a sandwich, and the reason is very simple. When it's on a bun, it's called a hot dog. When it's not on a bun, it's also called a hot dog. The bun is irrelevant, and so therefore it's not a sandwich.
Where did the term tube steak come from?
There's been a lot of different names for hot dogs over the years. I think just the shape of the dog is you call it a tube steak, and so that's one of the terms that people like to sometimes use for it.
Okay, Eric, what would you like to leave us with today?
There's so much that people love to talk about with hot dogs, and if they're looking for a place where you can get anything you possibly want to know about hot dogs, it's at hot-dog.org, our website. We have all the history there. We have regional varieties. We have recipes. Throughout the month of July this year, we're going to be celebrating Wiener Wednesday. You've heard of Taco Tuesday, and we're gonna designate Wednesdays as the hot dog day. And so every Wednesday throughout the rest of the year, we're going to be celebrating Wiener Wednesday. And as folks are looking for easy meals that'll make their families happy when they're stuck at home, hot dogs are a great choice. And so make Wednesdays your Wiener Wednesday and enjoy a hot dog.
Well, Eric, this has been a real treat for us. I hate to put you on the spot, but I'd like you to promise to come back to us and fill in some of those blanks. Give us a little bit more background on hot dogs when you have time.
Anytime. Love to talk hot dogs.
Okay. This has been Justin Case and Eric Mittenthal sharing a glimpse into hot dogs. Thanks for joining us. Please remember additional information and links are provided in this video's Read More, including all the links for the hot dog people. And I want to ask everybody to just simply eat a few more hot dogs. Please consider subscribing to this channel.